Now, Turkey's president says the deployment of Turkish troops to Libya has begun, and fighting near Tripoli has resumed following the failure of talks in Moscow on Monday to agree a truce. Warlord Khalifa Haftar's forces have been trying to capture the capital and to depose the internationally recognized government now for the past 9 months. Selim Kosioglu is in Istanbul, and she says Turkey's military presence is intended to act as a deterrent to Khalifa Haftar's forces.
So since the deal has been signed between GNA and Turkey, we heard 35 troops were deployed there. I spoke to the military officials in Ankara. They avoid giving any numbers, exact numbers about how many troops have been deployed there and how many will be there. They are just telling us that the number of the troops over there changes depending on the day and depending on the need, and they are avoiding to say the targeted number of troops to be deployed to avoid any speculation by the involved parties. But we know that GNA and Turkey established a coordination office to run out this defense and security deal between the two. I have to remind that the forces, the troops, Turkish troops, will not be combat. They are training the GNA forces over there, which have at least 5, 6 or 7 factions. We don't know the exact number, and even for the future, I'm told that there is no aim for combat forces. This is just for training them. But why President Erdogan repeated the statement today as if it was something new is important. It seems that Erdogan is also trying to give a message to General Haftar, who has left the negotiation table in Moscow, who said that he won't be abiding with the ceasefire. So the meaning of Turkish military presence in Libya is much more about deterrence between GNA and Haftar forces.
Well, our correspondent Mahmoud Abdelwahid is in Tripoli, and he says that Turkish military assistance has helped the internationally recognized government defend that city.
Haftar's forces have been striving over the past few months to get into the capital's city center, but they have not so far because of the Turkish military existence, as I said, in the form of troops or advanced weapons. Remember that the government of national accord said several times that it's the official request it's sent to Turkey to send troops and weapons because the government says it is the only Libyan legitimate institution, and by virtue of that legitimacy, it can request officially from another government military assistance. And that's the same what President Erdogan said in several occasions. He said that we will not mind to send troops and weapons to Libya as long as we receive an official request, official invitation from the legitimate government. The government of national accord said several times that if Haftar, as a non-legitimate leader, is recruiting unofficial mercenaries from Russia, from African countries like Sudan and Chad, then the government believes that it is their right, its right to request help from another legitimate government as long as it's defending itself and also it's facing the aggression by Haftar's forces on the capital, Tripoli.